Okay, this is Shaggy and J-Lo from Team ParUnormal, and we're going to do a tech review on this Sony recorder that we use for capturing EVPs. Ready to roll?
Yeah.
And see if we can debunk the claim.
We are here at possibly one of the most haunted cemeteries in America.
Not only what the legend is,
Give us the sign you're here with us right now.
but what's the history behind it.
That's like the loudest blinker ever.
If there's any truth to it at all, that there's going to be because someone died there. I can't keep that up.
That's the way ghost chasing goes.
This is probably one of the best recorders I think you can use. Get a shameless plug in there. Team ParUnormal, investigating the unnormal. Okay, what we got here? A lot of good features on this one. It has a noise cut. So if you're in an area that has a lot of freeway background noise or just a lot of noise in general, you can use that to cut down on the background noise. So you don't have to constantly be going background noise, background noise. But you know, we're going to do that anyway, more than likely. There's where you put your card, and it takes up to a 16 gig. It has a 2 gig internal memory. So that plus the 16, you got more space than you will ever need.
So it takes these memory cards.
Right. It takes both kinds. Yeah.
So it takes the M2 and the micro.
Alright. But the only downside to it is it takes forever and 10 days to load up. I have an 8 gig in here now, I think. I'm actually not sure, but so obviously the larger the card, the longer it'll take to load. Eventually it'll load up. So, you know, downside here. So, well, you can also hook it straight to the computer, but I like the memory card. That's a cool feature. That's the reason why I bought this particular one.
But you don't have to connect it to USB. You could also use one of these right here. This accepts the micro and the M2 memory cards.
Perfect.
Plugs right in.
Very good. Now, an addition that we have on the ones we're using is this Sony little microphone here. It's got the right and left. This is awesome. It'll pick up pin dropping, you know, in the next room. It's amazing. Now, don't be fooled by the so-called paranormal sites on eBay. You know, if you go look, and you're gonna see a whole lot of ghost hunting, you know, sites where they'll sell you stuff. We found this same little dog right here for like 20 bucks. That's redonkulous because you go to a Chinese site, a Chinese seller, Hong Kong, wherever it was. Yeah, $3 and some odd cents. Now you will be waiting about 3 months for it, but it's well worth the wait.
I think it came in just over 3 weeks or so.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. But you know, it's got a good.
So the wait time's a little longer, but you know the price is worth it.
Right.
And it's the exact same item.
It does feel like it's cheap. I mean, but it says Sony, and it seems to work just fine. I mean, we hadn't had any problems with it. You know, it picks up really well. Whenever you put that in, it'll prompt you and ask you, do you want mic in or audio in? So, and then you hit enter, and it's gonna increase the sound quality immensely. And there you go.
Oh, and it has a left and right channel.
Right. And you will. And we've actually picked up some EVPs where you can only hear it in the left side. Now that's really creepy. But something else that I have not used this feature yet. It has the T mark feature, which supposedly you can actually hit this and you can mark a certain location in whatever you've recorded. So say you've recorded like, you know, an hour and a half. When you get to something you like, I believe you can hit that. And I've not tried that yet, but I believe that's what that's for. But you can have, you know, like I said, I think it's up to 5 different files, and I mean, like I said, I mean this holds 2 gig plus or 2 gig internal, 16 total on the card. So you got plenty of space.
When you mean files, do you mean folders?
Yes, it allows you to have 5 different named folders, and then you've got all the space within each one of those. So however many you have, if you want to separate them or not. Let's see. I'm gonna go back to that one, and yeah.
Has a battery on it.
Ah, good point. Oh, I'm glad you caught that. It's 2 of these bad boys.
AAA.
And they last a pretty good while, actually. Right now, I'm about at half battery life, and we're about to go do an investigation, and I'm not the least bit worried because it'll last. So I would definitely say, as far as digital recorders go for EVPs, if that's what you want it for, this is the best one that I found that money can buy. And this is the Sony. It is the ICR, or the IC recorder, I believe is what it's called. There we go. It's IC recorder, and I don't know if you can see the part number there. And that's it.